here I am once again pretending not to make videos again. So it is February 4th, and I have my copy of Wicked at home now. I'm going to try to do what I did before with Trap, where I watch the movie with the sound off on my TV and then listen to it on the digital copy, because you know my setup doesn't work. So let's see if I've got a big glare right now. Let's see if it works. Got myself a green candle. It's a Novena candle. I should really take that off. I like the green though. It won't come up because everything's kind of tinted weird with the blue, but it's nice green. Obviously, I mean, nothing against Ariana. She's my favorite performance of the year, but obviously some of us, our story's closer to Elphaba. So I'm gonna light this candle in the hopes of defying gravity myself. So, but for right now, let me get everything arranged. In a couple seconds, we're going to hit play, and hopefully, again, this is going to be just me talking, and you'll need your own copy to follow along, because that way there, we can have every single thing I thought. This will probably be my 13th time watching this movie. That's right, you heard me. I saw it 12 times in the theater, including going to Boston for the sing-along. So, let me make sure this is working, and then I will come back. Obviously, spoilers. Oh, I got spoiled for Wicked Good, or Wicked for Good, whatever it's called, Wicked Good. Wicked for Good, because I was watching somebody's reaction video, and he was somebody who was very much a theater person, so he knows the rest of the story. And I thought, oh, I'm not going to get spoiled for anything important. I think I did. I'm just now getting off. I guess I catch up on me. Sorry. I couldn't be more of a mess in life right now. But let me stop this, get my stuff together, and hopefully we'll be able to watch along. And this is not for kids, obviously, because I'm old, and I'm going to say whatever I think. So God knows what that is. I'll be back in a second. Is it giving me a hard time? Of course it is. Now, I downloaded it, right? It's supposed to be in there. It's not working. I'm going to try something. So, hang on. I'm going to do this anyway. I know that doesn't make sense, but I'm going to. Because I'm not going to be deterred. I got all ready, so I'm going to do this. Give me a second. And go. Okay, so I love the logo. I love the way they did this. What I find interesting, and I'm talking about everything because, like I said, I've watched it 13 times. Oops, I forgot to light my candle. Will it fit here? Is that in the way? Can you see it? Okay, you can't see it. What if I put it over there? Yeah, so the Wicked Witch is dead. Now, I've watched quite a few reaction channels. There are people who've watched this, and they've never seen The Wizard of Oz. So they don't have any idea what's going on. And mind you, I can do this. I'm watching this without the sound on. I'm watching it without the sound on. Because this won't go. Because I've seen it 12 times. I can't. So, I just don't feel like doing it another day. I always think the world's going to end. But anyway, let me light this candle and shut up. There are people who've not watched The Wizard of Oz, so they're just like, oh, somebody's dead already? What happens if I put that on like that? I was going to put it right here, but it's right in front of my face. So the flying monkeys. I was never afraid of the flying monkeys as a kid. And I think based on what's nominated for Oscars now, again, like I said, this is February 4th, this should win Best Picture. The only movie that I said before, I thought coming out of the theater, I thought Challengers was Best Picture. I said there's going to have to be something monumental to beat it. This is monumental, but were they both nominated, I'd still say Challengers. Now, okay, I've got this at home. I'm watching it on my TV. I was watching Godzilla X Kong. It's X. The New Empire the other day on DVD. I got that from the library though. And when I go to the movies, like take Cats for example. I go to movies. I think I loved Cats. Come home, everybody's complaining about the way it looked. And I'm like, oh, it looked like this, it looked like that. I'm like, why didn't it look that bad to me? Then eventually I watch Cats at home because I again borrow from the library or whatever. And it's like, oh, I see what they were complaining about now. But I didn't see it that way in the theater. So I don't know what the deal is with that. But good news, she's dead. They're so mean. I can't imagine ever saying that. And I in my own head, and I brought up this before, when Osama bin Laden died and everybody ran outside and the kids, college age kids were celebrating, I was like, what's wrong with these people? I mean, this is a villain, I understand, but I just can't wrap my mind around celebrating somebody's death. You know, human condition, all the bullshit I believe about life, maybe, I don't know. But, so anyway, so I didn't think anything was going to be good enough. Obviously, Wicked's good enough. But I still thought Challenges was, if I was choosing, you know, Sophie's Choice situation, still neither of them are my favorite movie of the year, but, now, this woman's so perfect. Coming down in this bubble. She really did a beyond perfect job, Ariana Grande. It is good to see you. Now, see, I can do that. Because I've seen... Oh, you know, I don't even have the... What do you call it? I was doing that without the subtitles on. I can put the subtitles on. So, and I'm looking around the thing here. My camera, don't ask me why. I'm very hyper now that didn't work. But I realized I can do it without it. That good will conquer evil. Now see, this movie really speaks to my own beliefs about what good and evil is and how it's kind of the opposite of how everybody believes it to be. Outlive a lie. Now see, I didn't know that's what she was saying. Did I? I've been listening to the soundtrack. I think I like this song best. Honestly, no one mourns the wicked better than Defying Gravity. Although we love Defying Gravity. I mean, all these people, I don't want to call them extras. I call them the chorus or whatever. I mean, everybody did an amazing job. And I remember thinking, times 6 or 7 watching it, just the choreography and everything. How great would it have just been to be one of those people, you know? And everybody was like 100%. Like, you don't get this. I mean, I like old movies, cast 1,000 type movies. You don't get that, you know. A lot of those had smudges. So for this to be this big and this bombastic, and John M. Chu's not nominated for director, and forgive me if I don't say the M. There's something wrong with me saying the M, but I think he did a monumental feat. I mean, I think this is a masterpiece. Again, it's as near perfect as it can be. I need to zip something. This little kid, the red-haired girl. How does wickedness happen? Well, what they're calling wicked, I don't consider wicked. So, but people's lives are thrust upon them, good or evil, however you want to call it. Everybody's great. The dad's great. The mom's great. Everybody's great. And, okay, so this part here, spoilers, again, spoilers, I guess, if you don't pick up on it, but it's so obvious if you're a fan of film, who's, you know what I mean, who's watched some, you know the voice of this guy who, makes out with her ma when the dad's away. So, I mean, that's not the spoiler I'm talking about that I got spoiled for the other movies. It's other stuff. I was like, oh crap. And I was hoping, well, I forget, I'm old. Maybe I'll forget, but no. So yeah, so this should by rights, this should win Best Picture compared to what else is nominated. I just forgot what else is nominated. But yeah, it's interesting watching other reactors, and I'm not a reactor, but watching other people's reactions, like I said, people who haven't seen The Wizard of Oz, it's like, how, not just how have you not seen, how are you watching this without having seen The Wizard of Oz? Because if you have a reaction channel, you know this has something to do with The Wizard of Oz. You know The Wizard of Oz has been around since forever. You knew you were going to get around to this because it's so popular. So how do you just not take the time to watch The Wizard of Oz ahead of time? You should have watched The Wizard of Oz. Should have watched The Wiz. I don't remember if I watched a lot of weird stuff when I was a kid. I didn't watch all the movies. I'm trying, not trying to remember. I don't remember. I think I did watch the one with James Franco, but I'm not 100% sure. This little kid is so cute. Like I said, the baby looks like Sprout, which was Jolly Green Giant's little friend. Yeah, so a little bit of the CGI, like Dulcibert, that's a little bit off. And I know other people complained about the color choices. They don't bother me at all. As somebody who has watched movies for years and years, watched them go through all the different stages, when everybody was saturating the hell out of everything, the way it is now, where they have colorists and all this, and they do everything post. The degree to which movies are manipulated color-wise, it's like, what are you complaining about, This little girl's great. The younger Elphaba, and the little tiny baby kid. Little Nessa Rose. I'm surprised how many people don't react to that in the theater. Like I said, I saw it 12 times. But, so you hear, I still have a little bit of this cult. This started on Christmas when I went to the sing-along in Boston. And she reacts to Green like, that's great directing. Because that little kid wasn't, thinking about her motivation. That's so totally how little kids are with that Smell Her song they were singing. I hate little kids. But at least I can hear this time. I don't think anything's dripping. I don't know if I'll have to cut this in half or what. I think I have enough room on this computer. I did that part right, I think. Now you've made your sister cry. Did you really have to be that nasty? I mean, people are like that. I hate people. Yeah, I mean, I just thought of Paddington and how much I don't like those Paddington movies. Now, see, I think this is amazing. I referenced, that's my moment. That one beat, and when they're, boom, 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 you know what I mean? I always want to do that in the theater, just stand up and do that. But I referenced The Wicker Man before. And everybody else talks about Burning Man. I don't know what the hell Burning Man is, but The Wicker Man is a great movie from back in the day. And in the movie, they burn this Wicker Man as part of like a festival thing. So I was like, that's the Wicker Witch of the West. Now, every time I listen to this, when she's saying no one mourns the wicked, and when they're saying no one mourns the wicked, and then she sings these high notes, I swear she's saying I do. She's supposed to be saying good news, right? I knew that. But I swear she was saying I do. Maybe that's just what I wanted to hear in my head. But yeah, I was supposed to say, because I was talking about something else, from the beginning when she pops the bubble, and she's like, what? From right there, it's such an excellent performance. Such an excellent performance. But I know Burning Man's some festival in California. I assume it's also like for the same reasons, sort of trying to be like his unexpected departure. I didn't even realize that. See why sometimes you gotta watch the his unexpected departure. He went with Dorothy? Is that what she's talking about? Because that's the thing, okay? They put them walking on the yellow brick road, but if you take it seriously, like, oh, that was the what right here. What am I thinking? Yeah, because she's like, I'm gonna go. And then the lady's asking her a question. She's like, what? I always get confused when this little fishy part takes place because I'm like, every time my brain is like, did we just go into Finding Nemo? Every time, like, I don't know that we're gonna see them. And I guess it has the Hogwarts thing of it, where she's coming on a boat, so she must be from some nautical place, right? The first time I saw it, I did not see the part one at the bottom, so when it said to be continued, I was like, huh? I just thought it was ending tremendously, you know. But this looks like Venice or something, right? I don't know what I was supposed to, if I was supposed to pick up on anything else out of that. But I'm my lips are really running up. I'm running something like this. Is that candle making a weirdness? I'm wondering. I'm just leaving it like that. Jack up the whole thing, right? Should I move it? Let me see. It's worse on this side. Yeah, now you can't even see it, right? Now it's in the mirror. Ooh. I like his face. Big Buck over here. I like his eyes. He's got those kind of eyes. I wish I had that kind. My mom did. You know, Al Pacino does. James McAvoy. All those kind of nice. I forget what you call them. Like, I was going to say chestnut. It's almond, right? But anyway, it's kind of nice eyes. I really don't like her boots, though. I mean, it's too. They're terrible. Alright, I keep seeing people with these nails. Alright, so I painted my nails on the run today. I always overpaint, so it gets all over my fingers, but it covers the whole nail. With the idea that as you wash your hands, it's going to come off your fingers. It kind of didn't. And I did this hand in this color, which I picked up the other day. And I had this old color. I was going to do my both hands in this color, but I did this one hand the other day. Yeah, I shouldn't be talking about myself. I'm supposed to be talking about the movie. So, yeah. Like I said, everybody was great. I just got stumped on his name. And I'll tell you why. Because I just was like, am I saying the figure skater's name? Oh, so the guys from Saturday Night Live. There's a figure skater who I liked a lot, whose name is almost the same. It was very close. And now I'm forgetting which one is his name. But yeah, he did a great job. They all did a great job. This is what I'm saying. Ooh. Caught a yawn. I mean, the first time you see it, you may think she's obnoxious. Galinda. But she really means well. And she's... I don't know that she's that wrong. I mean, if you hear all this crunchy noise, it's cold now, so I don't know why I even bothered. But that's the tinfoil I had. It's a tinfoil I warmed my English muffin, and like I said, it's cold now though, so I don't know what the hell I was doing. I'm not getting up to rewarm it. I might put it over the candle and light it on fire a little bit. But yeah, I've had this cold since Christmas. It's finally going away a little bit, but there's actual witchcraft going on in this world because everybody has been sick. Everybody who caught this has had it for like a month. And the way it was, when he says I don't see color, that's funny, but honestly I don't. And I've said this before. Now, I did not know, I think I probably heard it in passing at some point that the ruby slippers weren't ruby in the book. I couldn't care less what's in the book. So I would have gone for the ruby slippers, those ruby shoes that Galinda has later on when they're doing popular. Those are great. I love them. The shoes are awesome in this movie. Like I said, I don't like Elphaba's boots, but they're meant to look, uncool. But the shoe game in here, I forgot I almost said milliner. Isn't a milliner? Oh, cobbler? No, you don't. What do you call the person who designs shoes? Milliner's a hat person, right? Which is nothing wrong with the hats in here, but the shoe game. The shoes are outstanding. Especially Glinda's shoes. All those shoes she has. They're really fantastic. Like if there was a separate shoe Oscar. I did my Auntie Awards and then I saw the Brutalist. I don't like it. I love Guy Pearce. Adrian Brody's great. We love those guys. So their performances are perfect. Great, wonderful. Movie, not so much. Movie's kind of a 7. But the costumes in that movie. And like I said, I don't know how poor immigrants are supposed to have those quality materials. I know in the old days, almost everything was quality to some extent. But still. Anyway, oh yeah, I can see some things better here than you do in the theater, but that's what I was saying. I see movies in the theater and I think they look great. I come home and I watch them, like I was giving the example of Cats and Godzilla times Kong. I don't have like this amazing television, but it's much clearer and crisper. But then that's what ends up making some effects look bad when other people see it first that way. I don't know. So if these people, when they complain on like opening week and they're complaining, like in the case of Cats, when everyone was like, oh my god, the effects almost killed me. That's what people were saying. I was like, what? It looked fine to me. And I saw it in the theater, so I'm like, were they watching a screener at home? And that's why to them it looked so, because it was crisper at home. So in a backwards way, that made the effects look worse. I mean, I don't know why my nose is stuffy. I don't want to be catching this cold over again. Because my nose wasn't stuffy before. That's weird. Congratulations. Yeah, doesn't shiz mean poop though? I said that before. Why am I doing this to myself where I've got the camera in the way? Because I'm trying to read the... yeah, Michelle Yeoh. I like Michelle Yeoh. I got a little tired of her during that whole Oscar march for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Which again was a so-so movie. And this lady, I still forgot to look up her name. I looked it up once. Forgot it again. The one from The Greatest Showman. Does she have a bigger part? Because she didn't really sing in this. Now, she had that outstanding voice in yeah, Ariana's so fantastic. So some of Michelle's costumes were really cool. Michelle's hair is perfect. She looks great with the white hair, by the way. I don't think she's that old. I don't know. I don't know how old Michelle is, but I don't think she's that old. I've got white hair. I don't mean she's not my age, but I don't think she's. I don't feel like she's that much older than me, like 10 years maybe, but not like, you know, should have completely white hair. Which I guess it doesn't really matter for age, how tragically beautiful you are. I mean, so Wicked, the musical book, whatever it was, where does that cross Harry Potter? Because this lady, the lady from The Greatest Showman, she's being an annoying teacher, just like she said gulch. I feel like I was the only person who picked up on that before. That horrible teacher person lady from Harry Potter, though, she had on all pink and well, now I'm forgetting the name of the lady who played her. But she seems like she's supposed to be that type, you know. Why is my nose doing this? I don't. Maybe it's just too dry in here. Oh God. It is kind of convoluted that she wouldn't do all that just to get her to stop pushing her sister around. Like where she goes flying in the air and everything goes up. But, you know, like for something to happen, sure. But the way it was, like, the way she did her hands and that made everything go up, it kind of seemed a little bit unnatural. But, yeah, why would she wear a dress like that? Usually people dress like that because their parents make them because they're, like, in some kind of religion where they can't show their knees or something. I mean, Alpha was clothes. And it's all black. Like, who told her she had to wear all black? Was that the bear? The bear only had black clothes for her? Or because her mother died? Maybe? Ariana. Oh my God. You have to understand how gifted and talented this girl is right here, doing this, uh, like faking. She's not even faking airheadedness. Ah. she's she's like I said, guileless is the word I'm saying, but it's a villainy kind of guilelessness where she's just like, huh? Like she's innocent about it, you know? She means no harm. And she just I guess, being, spoiled. But she's like legitimately sad. And you can't be mad at her. She didn't get my way. I didn't get my way. Oh no. Could you imagine those people picking you up like that? I always need a pastry, obviously. Munificent. See, I didn't pick up on that word. I don't even know what that means. I think I'm gonna try to light my English muffin on fire. Something just takes over me. So this again with Harry Potter. Harry couldn't control his powers at first, like when he could speak Parseltongue, right? So it seems like that, but this seems more like Carrie White, because she gets pissed, Carrie from Carrie, right? She gets pissed and shit happens, but it's an emotional thing. And I guess it wasn't Harry Potter, but it didn't seem as out of control and like chaotic. Definition. I thought she just talked funny, like I don't know, like she had a lisp. Yeah, there's a couple songs that aren't my favorite. And the first time I saw it, I loved the movie, and it was like, oh, the songs were kind of basicy. Now, Steven Schwartz, I love Godspell. You know, I know he did something else I love a lot. I forget what off the top of my head right now, but he's done quite a few of them, and but you know, it's funny because it's the catchy one that sticks in your head, which is the one that I felt like was too basic-y musical. This one's alright. You know, it's different enough. But see, yeah, it has got that like Florence Venice look to this place. Now I know from listening to other people who are more voice coach type people and stuff, how, you know, a lot of this is supposed to be super perfect. But I don't know if it's the songs. A lot of the words she says when she sings them, like in this song especially, it just doesn't, like the lower notes. Like when she says the word wizard especially, it just seemed like the wizard and not, you know, like that to me sounds like something I would do. Like it doesn't sound that great. Like, I don't want to say flat because I don't mean to say flat. I don't mean to say a bad thing, but you know what I mean. I'm gonna try to cook this on my. And Oz has to love you. What are they making him out to be? Santa Claus? Because I don't get the backstory on what everybody thinks the wizard is. Like he's a fearless leader, or is he like a god to them? Because because sometimes they say things like, instead of saying like, oh my god, saying oh my Oz. They didn't say that, but you know, something in the name of Oz or something like that. You know, I forgot exactly what they say. Like verdigris, I didn't think of that as being a word, but I guess it is. Just did eat up my wish muffin. Now, okay, so in The Wizard of Oz, nobody knows there's a man behind the curtain, right? So she gets there, and they immediately find out there's a man behind the curtain. But before they got there, what did they think? Were they as in the dark as Dorothy? Because Dorothy wasn't even from Oz. So was it like fearless leader, or like what was his name? What was his name? From 1984. Oh my god. I can't remember. That's terrible. This is how I know I have old age, and I talk about having old age. I have a problem when I'm trying to recall things. I know it. Or if, like, say I needed to remember where are my keys, and I was trying to remember what I did yesterday. I'm talking about myself again, sorry. Like that Superman thing, like Superman in the first Superman movie, when he's first learning that he could kind of fly almost. That reminded me of that. I mean, everybody always laughs at it now, the way it looks in Superman, because, effects back then were differenter. So it kind of looks weird now. It looked weird then, too, but when she does these little jumps, that she's obviously flying a little bit. It reminds me of that. Excuse me. There's a napkin somewhere. Oh well. Look, again, in defense of Galinda, she was supposed to be getting her own room. I'm sure the parents paid for it. It's a big deal, the difference between having a roommate and having a private suite. I wonder what my life would have been like if I had gone to college and had my own room. Because I was an only child. So having to deal with people and roommates and all that nonsense, like... Now, does she really love the air, or was she just doing that to be a pain? I don't know. Yeah, these are Dollar Tree cups. I'm reusing it because I used it at work. It's great. It is great. Sorry. I guess it's like a universal roommate thing where they do stuff like that. Not even this, but like the next day when she puts, I don't even know if it's the next day, when she puts all this stuff like right in her face. I had a roommate do that to me. I woke up one day, I took a nap, I woke up, and a whole like shelfy thing, a bookshelf, was right in my face, like a foot away from my bed, like to separate us. It's so stupid. Immature baby shit. I hate people. But yeah, enjoy the air. This really made me laugh. I can't hear your guesses because this is a letter. See, I said it before that. I know it so well. Yeah, when they sing together, it's fantastic. That, I called it a mega angel on my review, but it does make a mega angel. It's just extraordinary. That's what I'm saying. When you really think about how many things are completely right about this movie, it's really hard, because we can talk about, you have to go back to Lord of the Rings. As far as I'm concerned, that's why I told people, while I was trying to tell people to go see it in the theater, I'm like, it'll be like missing Star Wars, it'll be like missing Lord of the Rings. I mean, nobody cares anymore. But I still have that mindset, so. What is this feeling, fervent as a flame? Oh my god. See? Don't let me sing. But my voice never completely came back, and why is my nose stuffed right now? Unadulterated loathing. I can't, my nose is stuffed. I actually don't think pink goes with green. So maybe I'm crazy. I'm not a color theory person, so I don't know any of that crap. Yeah, I get confused by this choreography. I know everybody was doing it because of TikTok. I don't TikTok. Um, but I get confused. Like, I can't figure it out. I know. I'm too old for everything. And here I am doing this, it's not a watch along, nobody's watching along with me, but I'm doing the commentary as I'm watching this. And this is the last thing I should be doing. I mean, there was a point in time where I thought, oh, I'll try doing reactions, and I do this now because I love these movies and I want to talk about them. But I probably should have had a purpose in life. I should have done something with my life. I'm too old to do that now. And whether people believe in age as a number, all that other crap, I'm very incredibly old, and in my head at least, and that's all that matters. So, but also, I'm tired, and I should be doing other things with my life. And to take the time when I insist that I don't have time for other things, to sit here and watch this movie and talk about it as if anybody would care. It's probably irresponsible, but I wouldn't be doing anything else anyway but sleeping, which is just as irresponsible. But also, I know how bad my life is, and I know I should be doing other things, but I don't do them. All I ever really knew how to do was be a fan. So once I got in the habit of doing this, it's like, this is what sometimes I nitpick, but mostly I just like to say how awesome things are when they're awesome. And that's what I enjoy doing. I enjoy being a fan. That's like the only thing I've probably liked about life. Um, but there's like a million thousand things I should be doing to fix my own life that I don't end up doing it, and my life gets worse. I'm probably gonna blow up. I always say it's gonna blow up in my face. It's getting closer and closer to doing that. So, in multiple ways. So it's getting more likely, and I should be a responsible human being. But whatever, that's not how I am. I'm this person who watches movies and talks about them. Other people know how to monetize that. Other people know how to say the right things, and I don't. I'm just me being an idiot, and I probably should be doing other things. But see, like right here, yeah, the artichoke is steamed. She's a little bit. She's also doing too much alphabet. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Correcting, it's nice to stand up for the teacher, but correcting, I would probably do that. I'd probably be the one to do exactly what Alphabet did. To correct her fellow student roommate. Kind of admonish them when it's not really, he's saying her name wrong. What's funny, and I think I thought this before, I'm just thinking it now. These little pictures that he's showing, it almost makes me think of Tartaria. There was a point, like about a year ago, I wanted to really look into, because I used to like stuff like Atlantis and all these other things, I really wanted to, do a deep dive on that stuff, and I never did, but I just thought of it again, looking at his little, photographs of how it was before. I don't know why those pictures made me think of that. This is cold already. I put this over the fire. I have a cup warmer, but not, obviously not for that. But I'm just such a mess. I keep buying cups. I keep buying a new cup, thinking it's going to work better than the last cup I bought. In terms of me being able to drink my drinks and stuff. I don't know. I can't even chew. I can't bite a piece of English, cold English muffin and chew it. Stupid. Animals should be seen and not heard. Here again, like I said, I think it's a masterpiece of a movie. But these aren't my concerns. I'm not an animal activist. So when she goes through all this stuff, and is freaking out with the wizard about the animals, I'm just like, I can't get that into it, you know? That's why it wouldn't be my favorite movie, because I kind of get aggravated right now at the number of humans who only care about animals, you know, and hate their fellow human. Like, they'll kick a homeless person, but oh my god, let a dire wolf on Game of Thrones get a hangnail, and they're gonna, you know, end it all. So that's why I'm like that. I'm not anti-animal. I just get so sick of the. It seems like most people put animals above humans. You know. I don't get that. So yeah, so the one point that the whole, I don't mind Peter Dinklage. I like Peter Dinklage, you know, but I'm kind of a little bit sick of him. And I think he's still doing his goofy accent from Game of Thrones, which drove me nuts after a while. Like, he's trying to talk, like, over enunciate and talk in a certain way, and I'm just like, because I remember him from way back. I almost said The Straight Story. That's not that. The Straight Story is the David Lynch movie. What was it called? It was him and Bobby Cannavale. I don't remember now. But no, he sounds like a normal person. It just sounds snotty. Doesn't sound British. Why am I looking like this? Why am I doing this? It's like I have the camera, the webcam camera thingy, in the exact wrong position for me today. So weird. That is so not how I would have spelled his last name if you made me say, okay, Peter Dinklage's GOAT character, spell his last name. I would have never spelled it like that. Maybe I should be looking at stuff. I was just looking at her necklace real quick. Maybe I should have been looking for clues and stuff. What's going on with that necklace? Is it just design, or does it mean something? Right, you can get mad and do stuff, but why can't you do stuff? Something on a pen. Why can't you do stuff like? Oh no, it's not. That's not earphones. She has to learn to harness it, but she gets near the grimoire and immediately starts going off. So I'm just kind of curious, and I'm sure the people who watch the whole thing know about how, like, how are her abilities unmatched if she was almost what do you call it, I was genetically modified. What do you call it? You know how they did on twins when you try to make super being or whatever. Because, like say Wonder Woman and Superman had a baby. And you'd say, oh, that would be a great baby. But say, Superman has a baby with Lois Lane. Baby should probably have less powers than Superman because he's like half human, right? Or maybe even no powers. So, why is she so powerful, Elphaba, without trying? You know what I mean? Without practice and just being able to read that thing. And being able to do all this stuff without anybody really showing her how. Was there supposed to be a chosen one? Is that why the wizard's the wizard? Because they thought he was going to be her? But then, I don't know. Why would, okay, to try to reconcile this with the original Wizard of Oz, like they said, okay, I don't know why it didn't connect till time 13, when they said in the beginning about, when Galinda said about the wizard's unexpected trip or exit, or however she said it. So assume he went, or he attempted to go with Dorothy back to Kansas. Why would he do that if Elphaba wasn't there to, I don't know. Because Elphaba's killed, the wizard leaves, so what happens then? Like, after the events of Wicked, you know what I mean? Because you get the Wizard of Oz. Wait. No, the Wizard of Oz happens. She gets killed. And then what? There's no wicked witches. There's only Glinda, who's obviously, not that skilled, doesn't deserve to be in charge of everything. So it's got to be Glinda who's left in charge, right? Because why would he just, like, he leaves and goes to Kansas, but he did it because of Dorothy. But he should have stayed. Like, he should. Now it's like, it makes you second guess the stuff in the Wizard of Oz as if it was intended to be one story, just like the prequels did with that was the problem, like Han shoot first, and you can't kind of mess with a thing. Now see, okay, you could say, like right here, you could say, oh, what a horrible color thing, you can't see. But if you were in a forest, this is how it would look. You wouldn't be able to see that great because of the what do you call it, the I wanted to say tree line, I wanted to say something covered again, you know what I mean? So the moon or everything would be obscured. There'd be some light, but it would look like this. You know what I mean? Which again, that's when you want to do the natural light thing. I'm not a fan of that. I personally like things like Legend, where they're in the forest and it's bright as hell and you can see everything perfectly because they use big lights. I don't like the whole, well, where's the light coming from? The Klieg lights, dummy. Not people think you're supposed to do it all the time so it looks like it would look. What was that movie that I didn't like at all? The Favorite? Where they use candlelight? It's like, no. You have the candles, but then you use lights to help because it's like, okay, I'm saying all that, and I don't have the proper lights. You don't need to see me better than this. Oh, crap. I tried getting those lights. It made those circles on my glasses. See what I'm saying? Her shoes are fantastic. I don't understand spraying in their face. Back in the day when I used to wear makeup, I have some. I just don't put it on. I didn't ever spray anything on my face. I think they do now, some kind of setting stuff. I really don't get it, because it just looked like she was making her eye wet. Could you imagine if this worked? I mean, it does to some degree. On a certain type of guy. But you have to be daddy's little girl to do that. You can't just be pretty or pink or whatever. You have to be daddy's little girl. That was made to be something of like a little dolly. I'm not just saying that's why someone like me couldn't do that. Out of all the pretty people and attractive people, you have to, like I'm saying, you kind of really have to be super pampered daddy's little girl to pull this shit off. You can't just be a regular girl who's beautiful and stuff. You have to be that type. Otherwise people would think you were a slut, throwing yourself at people. At some point, you see this enough times, you ask yourself, who would design a library like that? To have it all going in those circly things. I mean, yeah, of course, for it to look cool in a movie, but to actually have a book place that had the shelves like that, where you had to like risk life and limb to get a book. Now, look, when on first viewing, I was so impressed with this. What do you call it? I was not a gymnast, but I watched it enough. I should know. Okay, I know what a back handspring is. It's not that, but when he does the thing, it's like, I guess it's a front flip. I don't know what you call it, because it's one foot goes all the way over, and I'm like, well, that's the most impressive thing I've ever seen. I was like instantly impressed. He hasn't done it yet. He's picking Buck up off the floor. Winky country. I don't know what that means. Why is his name Woodsman if he's a munchkin? And he's not even little. That's what gets me. He's like not that much shorter than them. But he's supposed to be a munchkin just because he's a redhead? Is that how it works? You know what makes me laugh? Watching reaction videos, the number of people who get upset that he's stepping on books. I'm not saying go around stepping on books either, but it's just like they act like he's stepping on the Bible. That flip, that front flip, my God, it's so perfect. I want to give him a gold medal for just gymnastics. I don't even know, man. It's like he didn't even have to try or do anything. Like his body just went. The librarian thing. I mean, come on, he's that kind of a guy. I don't know why more guys don't act like that. He's a good looking guy. He reminds me of Harry Connick Jr., to tell you the truth. But they're good looking guys. They're not the best looking guys. So, like, if more guys act like this, the world would be a better place. And that camera going up his butt, I was like, hey, that's like Wonder Woman stuff. for the dudes. Yeah, so this was the song that I really felt because it was too jaunty, and it has that like if you go to a Broadway show and they've got the orchestra there, a lot of times you really just hear the drum going and just sounding very like the drums and everything you've ever heard before. That's what I meant, and that's what this struck me like. It had that very basic, like I could hear what it would, which is probably good for people who like the musical, but I could hear the way it would sound in the theater being really, there's a word, I don't want to say corny, but you know what I mean. And I get thrown off by this, like, I always want to go the other way with my shoulders. Like I'm supposed to be doing anything with my shoulders. And I'm sure that was a difficult stunt, doing this stuff. I think there's some old Buster Keaton, one of them guys things that looks like this. I'm not sure. But the complicatedness of the stunt doesn't just get me, it's how cool it is. And that to me, it's like, okay, yeah, it looks like a clock or whatever. But I'd rather have something look really cool than be like, oh, look how complicated, you know? See, look at every single person dancing perfectly, though. This is what I'm saying. Nobody half-assed it for 1 second. There's like 1,000,000% effort on every single person who's dancing there. They're all shapes and sizes, you know. There's more than one person who's not skinny doing this stuff, so it's like, well, there's quite a few actually, you know. I could never do any of this. It's more about old age, honestly, but because things just break down and stay broke. Can I wipe off your forehead? Saturday Night Fever was one of my top 10 movies. That's what he was doing. He was wiping her with his little cloth. He was like cry a lot, but so I think her name's Danny Dillon. Does that to John Travolta in 2001. She's like, "Can I wipe off your forehead? I just love watching you dance." See, she means well, and it's not even bad as long as Nessa has some sense about it, you know? Because you're not Galinda. I mean, I don't know. I guess when we're young and stupid. He's the dumb one because he knows that her sending him over there to ask out that other girl's not going to get him. Like, yeah, that's what she wants him to do, but that's not going to get him in with her. She just got rid of him. You know? Yeah, that was the tinfoil again. Oh, more. Hang on here. You heard the Britishness of it all. Just there. It is kind of annoying. I mean, they do kind of deserve each other and they are perfect. But it is kind of annoying that there are perfect people like them. You know, I don't see them in real life, but the idea that perfect people find each other and get to have perfect lives, it's like, that's not fair. Not that they shouldn't have it. Everybody should have it and everybody should be perfect. Which, my favorite Twilight Zone is number 12 looks just like you. I always forget if it's 12 or 8. But anyway, I think it's 12. And that's when everybody becomes the same. Which I hate. The idea was I hated that idea. Like, I was the one who was supposed to be wanting to stay ugly, right? But, my nose is driving me crazy. She does go to the dance. She does dance at the dance. She does have a date. That's a good thing. I know it's charity, which is supposedly wrong, but I don't know. Now I can't help but hear those hints about, stuff in the next movie that the person said in their video, and now I know it. I was never picking up on that. Well, I didn't know that was going to be a thing. I mean, I like that hat. And I would never give away something my granny made for me. I didn't have a granny, but, like, by the time I came around, my mom's parents were dead, and I don't have another side. This was just my mom's people. Rouge your knees. I mean, that's from Cabaret, but I still don't really know what it means. Because it's not just Elphaba. Because Galinda's suit jacket thing when she came to school on the first day also had the pointy shoulders. What's the deal with the pointy shoulders? I wouldn't want to walk around like that. Not in the 80s we had the puffy shoulders. If you know what I mean. Not the shoulder pads. It was more puff, but like that, like raised. But I didn't really like that either at the time. I honestly can't believe I'm warming this on this candle either. I do so many stupid things. I don't understand there's this whole big place, the Ozda's Ballroom. They somehow have access to it, but they're going to get arrested if they go there. Again, why? They're using gondolas or boats or whatever the hell you call them and doing all this stuff. And they're not getting caught, so... But it's underwater. I don't know. But I do like the chickens. In the band, it's like the band from, when Octopus was playing the drums in Aquaman. I think somebody tried to make a thing about, like, the choreography being, like, in the Heights. Like, that was a bad thing. And, like, the same guy made the movie. What are you talking about? In the Heights is fantastic. That really got screwed over by COVID. Because that should have been up for awards instead of West Side Story. See, it's worse if he asked her because he felt bad for her than, Galinda telling him to. Now my gums are drying up. When I say I'm a mess, I'm a mess. I do feel like, all right, let's say you're the beautiful people, and I just thought Luke Perry for some reason. Um, but say you're the beautiful people. I liked Luke Perry out of the two when we used to watch 90210 back in the day. But when you're the beautiful people and you're there and you're happy and you're smooching in front, those people that are so in love or whatever, and they're all perfect, do they not get how obnoxious that is around everybody else who's not perfect and who doesn't have everything? You know what I mean? Yeah, there's false modesty and everything, but still. It's like putting a target on your back for jealous people, and that works, against you, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, I was just looking at that. That looks like something Prince would wear. What Michelle Yeoh's got on right here. Like she raided Prince's closet. She keeps being, like positive about it. Knowing this woman hates her guts and thinks she's an idiot. She's like, wow. And she takes it. She takes every single insult on the chin. Just maybe she's delusional. I don't know. I just feel like the poor girl sits there and takes it. Right here, I noticed it last time. She said she'd quit, and I can't risk losing her. I mean, she's saying these things, and it should make people go, "What risk losing her? What's that about?" You know what I mean? Like, no teacher's gonna be manipulated into doing something because a student will quit if they don't. I'm thinking about, like, you watch these movies. I don't know why I'm thinking of Center Stage. You watch these movies where, the teachers hold your future in their hands. They're gonna be like, "Oh, you want to quit? Get the hell out! I don't care. You don't want my, So the idea that she's saying that should be like red flags for everybody. What's she worried about losing a student for? You know. I honestly thought she was going into Madame Marable's um, place. She really needed her help. I thought she was going to ask to borrow a dress. Which maybe she did, because I don't know where that dress came from. But that's what I thought she was going to... I gotta go to this thing and I don't have a dress. Can you help me? That's what I thought she was going to say. That's why she was going to her. I'll tell you what. Apart from at this point in my life being around grown adults who are mostly older than me who act like assholes like this, when I was growing up, when I was in high school, when I was in junior high, when I was in college, I never was in a group where people stood around and laughed like that at somebody. I mean, now in my old age, for whatever reason, I seem to have found a group of thugs that act like delinquents, like I'm saying, in their 50s and 60s or whatever, but I was never around people who acted like that, mean girls or any of that stuff. So I never was in a situation like this where there was a prom or a dance or any kind of social gathering where people were like, "Oh my God, look at what she's wearing." I never was around those kind of people. So that's why dealing with that kind of person now really freaks me out, because I just thought it was some shit in the movies. Most people didn't want to behave that way. No. I didn't really see people. I'm sure people were, like, people weren't perfect to people, but I didn't see out and out bullying, you know. I didn't see it, I didn't hear about it. Once in a while, somebody was treated not great, but not like the constant ridicule and the outcast stuff, and I didn't see it. Yeah, the number of people who get really affected by this scene, it's kind of shocking. Like, you watch all kinds of different, big dudes and everything. Oh, look, I almost burnt this. I apologize for all the sniffing. I don't know what's going on. Because my nose isn't running. It just feels stuffed. Those shoes are so perfect, my God. Glinda's. It does kind of amaze me that I'm sitting here doing this. I'm really watching it with the sound off, but I got stubborn and I was pissed that it didn't work. Because I downloaded it to be available offline, and then I go to play it and it wasn't. So I'm like, you know what? I'm doing it anyway. Almost choked on my English muffin. Yeah, because they're supposed to be, I guess that's how it is. They're supposed to be worshiping Glinda, but they were the ones telling her how to behave. Like, we're your biggest fans, you have to do what we want, but it's not how it works. I don't completely understand the choreography here, like if it's supposed to mean something. Because at first I thought she was going to do like a Mexican hat dance. Yeah, but look at Glinda's shoes. My God. My God, my God, my God. Give those shoes an Oscar all by themselves. I think in a little bit, maybe at the end of the scene, I'm going to stop it and restart it because I don't want to get completely messed up in terms of, in case the video doesn't work or something. Yeah, big dudes are doing reactions and crying on this moment. I guess for me, this sort of thing is, I don't really buy that. Not that the rest of the people won't suddenly turn, because people, monkey see, monkey do. But apart from me, I don't think people are that nice, and I would be the one being made fun of. I wouldn't be the popular one. I mean, I always stand up for other people, but I'm not popular enough to make a difference, Like I said, this reminded me of Can't Buy Me Love, the African Anteater Ritual, which I used to do every time that movie came on. I still don't get this underground club idea that there was something like a speakeasy practically. When it's supposed to be there, they get found out. It makes you wonder what was there, Oz and all this business, wherever the hell they live. What was there before the wizard? And she's so adorable in this. This is where she was really reminding me of Madeline Kahn too. I know that Kristen Chenoweth, I remember after I said that, I was like, I think Kristen Chenoweth said something about Madeline Kahn years ago. So she could be doing Kristen Chenoweth, who was doing Madeline Kahn. You know what I mean? Like their version of it. But she just so excels at it, this kid. Yeah, we gotta find out what was in that green bottle. At first, that would in the opening scene where they're singing and they're dancing around and she's drinking it, the mother. I thought it was absinthe, but clearly it was some kind of. But if he's not that, anyway. Like, who would you get a potion from to make a super wizard? Because there's no super wizard. You understand what I'm saying? Like who can make that potion? They'd have to be more powerful than her, wouldn't they? Otherwise, they would have made it for themselves. There's one thing that I swear I'm the only person who finds funny. Because like I said, after going and going and going, you wait to hear other people's reaction as you're in the theater. Everybody laughs at that thing where she does her little peek, though. Oh yeah, I'm definitely burning this. Oh, I was supposed to stop it. Whoops. Nobody thinks this is funny but me. That was the milk flower's fault. I'm like really the only person who ever laughed in the theater. I'm blaming milk flowers, which I don't even know what milk flowers are. Like, I think it is milk of the poppy from Game of Thrones, which is basically poppies. Poppies. Which is, heroin. Why do people want to make you their project, though? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Why do you think I need improving? She did, though. But I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have tried doing I would have tried doing the toss, but I wouldn't have tried to do it later on. Oh, one day I decided I was going to walk down the street like Marsha Brady. It works. I don't understand the little leg points. This was funny. When she puts the glasses right back on her. It was weird because I saw somebody did that on South Park. This girl really, look at this. She really rocks it here. You know what I'm saying? The role is so much more, comparing the two roles, that it's not a diss on Arrivo at all, because there's just so much more. Like, they talk about chewing scenery and all that kind of crap. It's just so much that it's iconic. See, look at those shoes. Look at them. Look at them. Look at them. My God. That's Quidditch, isn't it? I didn't hear anybody else mention that, but the first time I saw it and those balls popped out of that little case there. I thought that was Quidditch stuff, because you have to have the bludgers, is that what they're called? Yeah, so going into this is the only song I really knew. And like I said, I didn't even know Aaron Tveit was in Wicked at all. I just knew from watching clips of him on YouTube that he had done this song on something. Then I saw it it would keep popping back up on my YouTube thingies, suggestions. So I would watch that, but I didn't know that he had actually been in Wicked. I don't know what year Wicked the musical came out. So I left New York in 1999. But when I did hear about it, I remember thinking it was I think probably because I probably had left already, I don't know. But I remember hearing Kelly Ripa and all kinds of famous parents talk about taking their little kids, so I thought it was a show for little kids. So I could have been just watching Regis and Kelly, way after I came home and saw that. I'm not sure, but I mean, she really sells it, not just, as an actress, but she sells it in the room while she's pretending to catch the thing, and she didn't catch it at all. I should really try it. How to do it? Toss. I have no idea. My hair don't toss. It's too old. I know I talk about being old all the time. I just feel like right now sitting here doing nothing, my hips hurt. That's hilarious to me. Now, that's Fiero's rose. He gave her that, right? And then she sticks it in her face, on her ear, puts it next to her face. So it's kind of like, see, there's so many things. There's so many things. Like I said, this character, she's got the layers. Glinda. This movie, this story and everything, and the dancing and the costumes and everything, it's rich. It's not just, so many movies talk themselves up about how they did this and how they did that, but this really is like a really rich layer cake. No, that hurt. I did it wrong. No, this is when I talk about it going pink. This right here, this girl, she was already at 11, right? What's she going to here? Like 1,011 or 1,111? Watch her. She turns the whole thing pink. I just think it's... If you want to say A Star is Born, she's been a star. Here it goes. Boom. 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 It's just so, what's the word? Ecstatic. So perfect. I love that for her. Just not that I wasn't like a huge fan of hers or anything. It's just I love that for somebody to just do it so right and get it so right. Meet the moment. Just like Olympic shit where you meet the moment and you get everything perfect. That really just, when I said I thought of Johnny Weir that time in Vancouver, they didn't give him the marks, but, you know, you skate the skate of your life when it counts. I've never met a moment. Worst timing, worst. I'm just. Oh, God. I shouldn't even be gum on a shoe. How stuffed do I sound? Because it's crazy to me. I do not have a runny nose. I just feel all like this, like. I think it's like I need a humidifier. I mean, it's meant to be Nazi-like, but I don't understand why nobody knows where it's coming from. You know? Like it's a shock to them. Who's they? Who's taking their stuff away? Nobody knows. It's like, how is that possible? Like if there was a Lord Voldemort and everybody was scared of him, okay, you know what everybody's scared of. Or there was an Adolf Hitler or somebody and you knew what the situation was. But it's just like a Phantom Menace. Like something's happening and nobody knows where it's coming from. It's weird to me. And I mean, okay, so it comes in. He comes in with the cage. Isn't that the Wizard of Oz logo on the cover he has on the cage? So I don't get why we would be surprised that the Wizard of Oz was behind all this. So who's Oz? Like I said, there's a couple times where Michelle Yeoh says something like Oz is somebody to be worshipped. Yeah, it's been a good 20 years of odd animal animation. Like, what was it? I mean, it looked pretty good on Mufasa, but then it still doesn't. So it's like, why? I feel like we as a species have been trying to get this animal animation right for so long and it still looks off. It's like, so we should have gave up. We as a species, not that I'm a programmer or do anything or an animator, should have gave up like 10 years ago. And just been like, nope, hire real animals to play professors. I suddenly feel this huge scratch on my leg. Who the hell is scratching my leg? What is that from? Yeah, the person explained why he doesn't fall asleep. And I'm like, oh. See, here's my thing with spoilers. I saw The Usual Suspects a month before it came out. And I didn't say a damn word. And I still don't say who Kaiser Soze is. Just in case somebody around me hasn't seen it. How many years later is this? So I wouldn't talk about movie spoilers, identities, of obviously deaths, and mixed company, even if I said spoilers. I mean, when I make one of my videos and I say spoilers, when it gets to be spoilers like that, then I really say, you better not watch this unless you've seen this already. No. And in the case of this, nobody in their right mind would watch this anyway. But let's say they did. They would have had to have seen the movie, or they'd be watching it with me. Either way. But you know what I mean? Like, every once in a while you listen to an audio commentary on a DVD, and they're like, oh, well, I really hope that you've watched the movie already. I can't imagine who would watch a movie with the commentary on before they've watched the movie all the way through without it. That'd be nuts to me. You know what? I'm going to stop this right here real quick. At what point are we at? 13331. Ooh. Okay, yeah, I just wanted to give the... Okay, and we're moving. I just wanted to give the computer a rest. And this way here, you know, there have been times where it gets all messed up. But yeah, so this scene drives me nuts because nobody ever calls me out on my bullshit. Not that I have bullshit, but like how he calls her out on her shit. I think one person called me out like when I was 19, and it was like another Sagittarius. But this scene kind of ticks me off because I'm like, this just proves to me that I've never had one stinking friend in this world. But you know, not that I know I'm wonderful and I do everything right all the time and shit like that. But yeah, that makes me a little bit jealous. You know, poor Galinda. This is all, I know I'm picking on the movie. I don't mean to be picking on it because, like I said, it's a masterpiece. It's so perfectly well done. But like this, when he says I've got to get to safety. I've got to get the cup to safety. Like trying to make something awkward that wasn't, or something. Plus, they're old. I mean, this is supposed to be high school or like just freshmen in this college for wizards or whatever. I'm sorry, what is this school? Is it just wizards? Because Galinda says she wanted to take sorcery. What else is there? Like, what else is there to major in besides sorcery? So what kind of school is it if there's other shit besides wizardry? Now, see, there's a school of thought that I think is such bullshit. This song makes so much sense. If you are not that girl, you know exactly what it means. But I've literally seen people in the comment section of the song, and there's an attitude out there that, oh no, she's not that girl because she thinks she's not that girl. In real life, some of us are not that girl. And it has nothing to do with the shit in our head. It has to do with the stuff on our face. And we don't look like Galinda. We don't have, like I said, we're not daddy's little girl like Galinda. We're not Galinda. Okay. What was that movie? The Truth About Cats and Dogs? That was a bullshit movie too. Yeah. But yeah, this song is great advice for those of us who are not that girl. So, like 16-year-old, 14, 15, 16-year-olds should really dig into this song and use it as like an anthem, because it's just, or like a gospel to go by so you don't get stupid. Again, you're in the forest, it's night, twilight, whatever, it's sometime, but you can't see that great because, what do you, the canopy, right? That's what you say, the canopy of the trees and stuff. Heaven knows. Heaven made it that way, so heaven knows. Uh-huh. The riding pants all the time. Do you really have to wear those pants to ride a horse? Can you not wear jeans? Didn't cowboys wear jeans? Or do you? I don't know. You would think she could find a green dude somewhere. I'm just saying. I'm getting chilly. I want to get under the covers. I think she had to wear contact lenses, so her eyes look red there. So either they were bothering her or smoke machines or whatever. It was so funny. What was I watching yesterday? Oh yeah, I was watching Stalker, which I'm not sure if I watched it before. But it was supposed to be fog, and I'm like, how do you make fog, like visible fog in a movie? And I'm like, smoke machine. I'm like, but you're outside. I don't know. And then I was thinking about it. I'm like, do they even still use smoke machines at concerts? Because why? Why did they ever use smoke machines at concerts? It's such a it's such a goofy thing. Why do I want to say this ticket is non-refundable? This invitation is non-transferable. How did this woman not get wet her whole life? Because, okay, yeah, she gets water splashed on her. That's how she melts in The Wizard of Oz. But that you now you're saying she never took a shower, she never took a bath, she never swam. Because, I mean, you know what I mean? I don't know. You would have to think there was something special about that bucket of water that Dorothy used. Like it was particularly cold or something. But if she can't get rained on, because you would, you know what I mean? Like rain should be fine because rain rains on everything. So look, the back of her hair is getting rained on. It's not under the umbrella. I don't understand. Does she not drink anything? Somebody has to explain to me how this woman can never get wet. This train is awesome. I don't even know, like, that's still art design, right? This train is freaking awesome. And the little mustache man. It was funny because I thought the same thing when I saw him. I'm like, oh, look at that little mustache man. That train is really cool. Yeah, and what's with the veiled threat here at Buck? What am I doing? Why am I getting cold? I don't. Do I know the dad from something else? I mean, their dad, not. And there were people who are mixing up the dads, like Alphaba's dad and um, Galinda's dad. Distant and moonified, and he's been thinking. Really worries me. I mean, he literally shows up with that poppy on. Like, I don't give a shit that my girlfriend's gonna see me with this poppy on. It's kind of really. He needs a slap, to tell you the truth. He needs a slap, because that's your girlfriend. Stop thinking right in front of her. Stop thinking at Alphaba right in front of her. I think somebody said he looked like Frank Sinatra, but I was like, no, he looks like there was that cartoon. It was like a sword, but the cartoon sword Frank Sinatra. Which is what Harry Connick Jr. looks like. Frank never had pointy features. He was skinny, but his features weren't pointy. Like his pointy nose. This guy's got a pointy nose and pointy ears. He should have been an elf. I'm changing my name. I really can't do it either. I shouldn't have been laughing at Alpha, but I have no idea how to flip my hair like Galinda. I really felt like Dr. Dillerman was saying Galinda. It should have been Glinda he can't say because he can't go like that, right? How's Nessa just noticing he likes her better? I mean, come on, man. Can't get pissed now. You're gonna be like, yeah, well, those were the terms. See, and she's not even pissed. She doesn't even throw a fit when he's obviously, vibing at Alphaba. She doesn't get mad at Alphaba. This is what I'm saying. She's like a complete innocent. Now look, right here is coming where I just love what this girl does. Because she practically like floats away. Watch this. Here it comes. Watch. All over it. The little mustache man. The way she looks at her, come on, and glides away. Oh my god, I love that. I love it. It's so lyrical. Watching the whole movie, I'm just sitting there going, she's just, I don't want to say pitch perfect, but, because that sounds goofy. But it's like, it's so perfect it should break. Like it's so, like if a diamond's so hard it should shatter. That's how perfect she did everything here. Just perfect. And then it's not done because here she comes. Here she comes. And then there's all the little ow ow ows. Oh my god. This girl. Watch. She's running so much faster than the train is going. I couldn't possibly. I'm coming. Now watch. She pulls her in. Ow. There's so many of these little ows and stuff in this movie. Especially when they're fighting the guards to get on or off of the balloon. I vaguely think I remembered this song from watching like the Macy's Day Parade or the Tonys or something. But like I said, it was really knowing that it was from, like, you know what I mean? Popular, I heard outside, and it was made known to me that that's what that song is. But if I remembered anything from Wicked, hearing about Wicked at the time, it was probably that song being performed like on today's show somewhere where they come in when the show's brand new, where the cast comes and does a thing, or they do like a performance to get people who want to go. Like this Oz is great. Like again, look at every single person, all the movements. Nobody's half-assing it. Nobody's 75% in it. It's 100% all the way. And like they've all had all the coffee and all the vitamins. You know what I mean? Perfect movements. Everybody, every single person. Try to look for somebody who's like phoning it in. They're not there. There's nobody phoning it in. Everybody on point, as the children say. Literally on point. Like they're all like, you know how phones have a charge? They're all 100%. Nobody's 98%. They're all 100% charged. Full power. I don't even know how else to say it. Now Wizomania, I forgot that's what it said. I love this part, but I still want to know who these people are. I said they were dressed like creamsicles. They remind me of something. They look like, I'm saying, like cream on something, like sherbet. I want to know who they are and what they are. I don't understand it, but I love them. I don't know what they were supposed to be. Were they supposed to represent something? See what I mean? These people. Are they ghosts? Are they... Yeah, I'd never seen this guy before. His voice sounded so good I had to look him up. I forgot what his name is now, but I had to look and see, like, him singing somewhere else. That's my thing. I love great voices. So when you get an actor who can sing and they can really sing, I generally become a fan. I don't know how I just thought of Gavin Creel out of nowhere like that. But yeah, I really didn't see him in anything. I just saw him sing, and that's just a horrible. Oh my god, there've been so many horrible things that happened. People who have massive talent or the potential to do even more than they've already done, like little kids, little skater kids that can't stand it sometimes. So I don't complain about my life, worry about my life, and it's just like, it's hard to reconcile that all these people, the world is so shitty, and all these people made this movie, and it comes out so perfect. Omaha. He's literally saying Omaha. And if it could have taken me till reading it just now, I saw it like 10 times before I realized he was saying Omaha. I really thought he was chanting something because I'm an idiot. So they had some kind of prophecy. They were looking for somebody who could read what they're calling the Grimoire, which is a grimoire. Grimoire is like a really... I don't know anything, but I know that that's like a book. Like, it's like... I don't know if it's necessarily black magic. I'm crinkling this. But yeah, don't mess with it. You know what I mean? So for them to call it the Grimoire, like that, like not even trying to pretend it's a different book. And then when she starts doing the chant at the end, I was like, is she really doing a spell? You know? I'm really getting cold. I mean, look, I'm in the same house with the same heater. How does it suddenly decide it's just gonna not do anything? It happens like at different times of the night. That they sound so perfect together. That they're basically the same size. It's so amazing. Oh, so that's Steven Schwartz. He must be like 900 years old. It wasn't Aladdin, was it? I feel like he did one of the Disney movies too. One of the animated movies. At least. I mean, it's kind of obvious this guy's not happy from jump, right? This monkey dude. It's so gorgeous in here. I mean, it's dark and it's green. Green is not my favorite color, but this green marble looks so freaking amazing. Like Conclave, I was like, I want to live at the Vatican because of all that marble. Then I go and see this, I'm like, oh my god, this is beautiful. I'm sorry, I keep sniffing. Well, there's that moment, like I said, there's all these little tiny touches that I really like, you know, on repeated viewings. I'm waiting for it to show you right where it is. Okay, so they're walking in right now, right? The door just opened. Let me see what the timer says. Make sure we're caught up where we should be. 1:55:55. And this was legitimately terrifying. When I was in the theater, I was like, that's scary. Little kids are going to be scared. Watch right there when she's like, and she still goes. When she really seemed like she was being forced and she was scared and she was like, It's funny how Galinda wasn't as scared as Elphaba. Just she didn't even question why he likes her so much. It's weird. Look at this man. Look at this beautiful, beautiful man. I remember, like, 30 years ago telling my mom I thought he looked like a mutated Gregory Peck. And she looked at me like I was nuts. I think I was right on target with that. Always loved him. It was so great that everybody else came to love him too. And that's the first hint that he's just like a uncle who knows one magic trick. The coin behind the ear thing. But he wasn't even mad that she brought a friend. It seemed pretty cool. I mean, for the great and powerful Oz, who's a fraud, those shoes are great too. He's pretty cool, you know. I'm getting chocolate on my lip. If I got chocolate everywhere, sorry. I like the white. This road, I think yellow's the worst color when you really look at it, when they're choosing the colors of the brick road. Red makes it look like Christmas. Blue looks good. Green looks better. I think yellow looks terrible. Purple looks good. I probably would go with the green actually, now I think about it. This makes me laugh. I mean, maybe me and one old guy laughed at this when he shows them his little toy. Watch. He goes, I like it. I shouldn't. I'm here by myself a lot. That's funny because he's playing with himself. Yeah, I'm getting chocolate everywhere. Don't mind me. So, I mean, I have questions. I can't ask them. Just to not spoil. Like, I complained about being spoiled, but I didn't complain about it because it's my own fault. I could have gone away. But even though I said spoilers, I don't want to spoil for outside of this movie, you know? It seems anticlimactic for her to just want to help the animals when she could stop being green. Like, her heart's desire before she came to this school was nothing about animals. She wanted to maybe be a sorceress, who knows? But she wanted to not be green, I'm sure. I wonder if there wasn't something right there, because it looked like a pretty drastic cut. Everyone does deserve a chance to fly. do keep sniffing, right? How many people can wear that jacket? Like two. It's just, if I was him, if I was Jeff, I would have kept that outfit and worn it like to the mall and shit. It's so perfect. Now, see, like, this looks like he's not doing his dancing because it's in shadow, but it's hardly any dancing. But like I said, it also reminded me of Tommy Tune. I would have never put Tommy Tune and Jeff Goldblum in my head as similar in some way, but it's like the same build. It's so funny because she's so happy to see Madame Morrible. She runs up to her like her long lost auntie, and she's so happy. Sucks so bad. She really trusts this woman and sees her as like a nice auntie who cares about her or something, or like she wants to. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it. Like she feels close to this woman. I realized that Jeff Goldblum says, "Wait a minute," the way we do around here, which is like it's been like that before. I think he's from Pennsylvania or somewhere, but me being from Massachusetts, so like the Northeast anyway, mostly Northeast almost. Um, it's like wait a minute, and I heard it and I was like, oh my god, he says that like us. Which really, when I say that, I mean like my mom used to say it. Like you leave out some letters, like way min. You know? Okay, so she's there, and the book just starts opening for her. She ain't even doing nothing. So she's the one the book was waiting for, but who could have made the potion, you know? The green bottle that would have made her come into being. What's with the different eye colors? Because didn't somebody else have that? One of the other animals? Were they being drugged to take away their powers or what? Maybe they gave them a vaccine or something. So the grimoire should be evil, right? Because it's flipping to the page for her to give them the wings. It's only going to hurt them and they don't want it. So like, why would you just start reading out of it? You don't even know what you're saying. Yeah, she's young, okay, but still. One time I thought she was saying one of the, on Ancient Aliens, they talk about all those, not Tutankhamun, but like, there's that one that's like, one of them could have been an alien, because he had that long face and long head, I forgot his name. But it sounded like what she was saying. I just noticed Chuck going. I didn't see that before. I mean, the assumption that you could reverse a thing is kind of, I don't know. I wouldn't do something assuming I could undo it. Was I just always old? Look at that. Is that a chandelier? What is that coming down like that? A light or something? Just what we hoped for. Alright, why couldn't they give them some other enemy, though? What did the animals have to do with it? And how could she be an animal lover if she was like... Well, I guess it wasn't her. I was thinking of Gulch wanting to get Toto killed. Oh my god. I really need to go to the bathroom. And it's cold. But I'm not going to pause it. Or should I? Alright, wait a minute. Let me pause it before she's grabbing the book. Unpaused. Oh my god. It's so cold. I looked at the thermostat when I got up. It's not low. My right foot is frozen. You can't. He has no real power. See, he liked her though. He wanted her to be there, and I feel bad, but it's like they weren't very good at lying either. And they turn on her so fast. I mean, if they really needed her, they really wanted to use her. See how he's still being cool about it? But then... Wait a minute, I just saw Michelle's look. She looked at him like somebody does when they've heard that shit before. Like you fed her that line once upon a time. Because we don't really know the relationship or whatever between Morrible and old Wizzy here. Now, like I said, this is the John Woo stuff. And I only really recognize it as being a John Woo thing, when she turns around and all the flying monkeys are flying, because so many other people have copied it. And everybody talks about it being a reference to John Woo. Like all the feathers and stuff. And birds is usually doves, right? Or whatever, or some kind of birds. This is scary too. I don't know if little kids got nightmares off of this. Like when they're banging into the windows. And grown-ups got nightmares. Yeah, I was never scared of the flying monkeys. I don't know why. I don't know what was supposed to be scary about them. I mean, these are legitimate monkeys. I think those were people in suits, right? In The Wizard of Oz. I keep missing pieces down my shirt here. Down my sweatshirt. So, like, he immediately goes on the offensive. Like, I get Marble because she's horrible. But he goes bananas right away, too. He seemed like he legitimately wanted a relationship with her, you know? This is what I'm saying. When it turns into an action movie over here, as somebody said, Ariana and all her little ow, ow, ows. So funny. She does it, though. You know? The character, I mean. She's supposed to be pampered little girl, but she's doing these jumps and everything. And she fights that guy for her leg. That's what I'm saying. She's a good character. She's not just a silly, dim girl. So years ago, he comes from Nebraska or Kansas, wherever he's from. Lands there. They're like maze because he came in a balloon, right? Apparently they had prophecy. And he starts reading the book on Omaha, Omaha. Because they never heard of Omaha before. And they fall for his jive. But then, obviously, there is some wizardry there because Marble can do something, right? Or can she? Did we actually see her do anything? Or did she just say she does stuff? Wait a minute. See how I said that? That's what I mean. I hope you're happy. But see, this is where I realize I'm really the alphabet character out of the two. I mean, I knew I wasn't. I mean, I really like Ariana's Galinda. But Obviously, I don't have her background and talents, but in terms of attitude, I like her. But it was clear when she talked about how you grovel in submission for your ambition. I'm like, oh yeah, that's who I never was. Could you imagine though? I would throw a little bit more of a fit if somebody I really thought was on my side suddenly was calling me a repulsion. This is where I'd be crying. Even if I was like, I'd be throwing a fit right here. Because that's such a nasty turn. The way she was full of shit all this time, being a total phony with her. My blood pressure would go to 11. I'd be saying all the words. See, like, you can still be with the wizard. I don't get the... Like, she saw all this shit. She saw what she just said. What they're trying to do to Elfie. And she's still like, oh no, you can still be with them. I don't get why apparently the people of Oz think so highly of him. Because clearly he hasn't done much. So, why is her thing still, oh no, you could still make it up and you could still get back with him. You could still be in his good graces. Like, clearly he can't do shit, so, and she knows that now. Like, if you thought he'd give you your heart's desire, all he can do is a coin trick with your ear. Oscar Diggs. Oh. So he's been Oz the whole time. Then explain to me the Grimmery, what the hell they were talking about with the prophecy and everything. Because I thought the prophecy was there first, and then he came. See, even this song, that way the drums go, that's that typical Broadway sounding drums. That's what I meant. So for this and Dancing Through Life, let's get that typical drum beat. I was calling jaunty. I don't know what you call it, but that's why I said it was basic-y. Even though like the vocals and the lyrics are great, you know, just the beat seemed like you sort of heard it many times, kind of, in the past. Like it's a regular beat somebody might play at a nightclub if they were just playing background music. You know what I mean? It's true though, she doesn't know what she's doing, so why you would just open a spell book and start saying the words. And I thought of this because there have been times where, you know, trying to chant like a Buddhist thing or to, you know, Krishna or something. I'm like, you don't know what those words mean. So what are you picking on Alpha for? You know, it's kind of true. So in that way, I guess I have done that, but like I wanted to learn more about Hindu stuff, so I got a gods and goddesses deck or something with Hindu, you know, um, deities. So I would try to sit there and read the card and sound it out. And I'm like, dude, how do you know what you're saying? Not to chant it, just to read it. You know what I mean? Somebody in one of the videos, I think it was, asked, when did the thing of witches and brooms come up? And it's a good question. Somebody must have started it. Witches flying on brooms. I mean, that was a thing all along, right? Not just from the Wizard of Oz. See, at that point, I wouldn't know why Elphaba would want to bring. Why am I having a hard time remembering Glinda? When we plan on, if we work in tandem. I mean, I hope they sing this at the Oscars, because they said they're not having the original songs, which is fine, because I don't know any of them that are nominated. But I hope they sing this or something together. It'd be such a shame not to. You know? Not to have any performance from Wicked. And I have no idea. Conan O'Brien's hosting. I mean, he's not going to sing. I mean, he may do one of his little, like, rockabilly type things or something, but... What made her think she needed a sweater, though? That's what I don't get. It's like, she just... I think she was trembling because she's nervous, not because she was cold. They're such a good team, these two. It's really fantastic. Sometimes it just happens in the movies. It doesn't happen often. So iconic. Imagine how you'd have to be crazy to just think, I'm gonna go ride this broom now. Somebody made me laugh too because they were watching this, and when the guards come, really hope you get it, and you don't live to regret it. This cold I mean, I can't sing anyway, but it's really just knocked whatever ability I had to almost hold a note out. It's, like I said, like 5 weeks now. See, when they're there and she's got her broom and she's like like she's holding an Uzi. Somebody made that noticed that and made me laugh. Like, I've got a broom and I'm ready to use it. Yeah, just jumping out the window like that with a broom. It's kind of crazy. It's cool the way they did that with little Elphaba. It's me. So if you care to find me, look to the western sky. Someone told me lately, everyone deserves the chance to fly. And if I'm flying so low, at least I'm flying free. It's kind of been my attitude my whole life. It doesn't work out. That's why nobody mourns the wicked. But so when did the monkeys decide to be our friends? How is he just sitting at his desk? He just decided to go sit and think. It even looked like he was looking at papers, actually. I heard Dad has a heart attack. He's nuts. She's so bad. She's literally been talking trash to this kid's face this whole time. Now I'll hug her. Total piece of shit. She knows she has no choice. Glinda. No, is it that there is or was is ever gonna bring me down? I know, it's terrible. I can't believe my voice is this bad. I haven't been having cough drops because I had so many for so many weeks. It's a perfect ending. My God. I mean, I've watched a lot of movies in my life, and I've always said I like the movies that just end. In the Heights did that, and I remarked on it because it happens so rarely. My big one is The Usual Suspects, how it just ends, like a you know, a symphony that just goes boom, 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 or just boom, the end. So fantastic. It was obvious to me on first viewing, and I never saw the play. So when I went the first night, watched it, and I was sitting there, and I decided to pull out my phone and try to record the last minute or so because I had a strong, strong feeling that people were going to applaud, which they don't do where I live. Once in a great while, just a couple of claps. But this was straight up applause and woohoo and everything. And I could feel it coming. I could feel that was the energy in the room. That's something. That's really something. When I went to the sing along in Boston, there weren't that many. It was probably like 20, 25 of us in there. But it was amazing. Obviously, I can't sing good. There were people, the other people in there were like singing people, like chorus people or whatever, but I didn't care. I held my cookies up there. I paid to go. I was going to sing as loud as I could. It didn't matter if it sounded good to me. I didn't care. But I sang loud and I totally squeaked on everything because I was starting to get this cold. There's Bo and Yang. Okay, there's a figure skater whose name was like Boyang Jin or something. Something like that. So I didn't want to get, because when I went to say Bowen Yang, I was like, wait a minute. But yeah, I really like that figure skater too. Saw him in Boston at the World Championships. That time they were in Boston last, which I'd love to go this year, but my life is strange. And this is what I mean. Who I should be compared to who I am. I guess I never grew up. I don't know. But, yeah, this movie's fantastic. I hope it wins as many things as it can win. I'm rooting for Ariana Grande. I don't even know. For Best Actress, I guess I'm kind of rooting for Mikey Madison. But, was it Mickey? I forget how to say it. Anyway. But I'd be happy for Cynthia if she were to win. John M. Chu, there's no way that man shouldn't have been nominated. I don't know the hell kind of crack they're smoking. But, it's a fantastic film. The degree of difficulty, the amount of things that were so perfect. Masterpiece, masterpiece, masterpiece. Yeah, it'll be great to hopefully. I'm talking about the future. Why am I talking about the future? But yeah. I mean, sometimes like Infinity War was so amazing, and then Endgame was like a letdown. So you don't want to get psyched for some things like that. But really, really fantastic. Yeah, everybody did an amazing job. Super, super perfect. What else can I say? So this is like the 13th time I watched it. I watch it a bazillion more times. Assuming I continue to live. Yeah, I really, like I said, I think I talked about everything. I didn't really talk about Jonathan Bailey. He was really good. Like I said, that front flip just, I was like, what is that about? So it was like, I was so impressed by that. Everything else was like gravy. But he was awesome. He was really awesome. All the dancers, everybody was fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. So little complaints. I mean, it sounded like I was complaining a lot, but all the stuff I didn't complain about was everything else. All the actors were good. All the actors did a really good job, you know. On the acting, I'm not even talking about the singing and dancing. It's just beyond, you know what I mean? So like I said, everybody in the chorus, everything was fantastic. Everything was, you know, to the letter. I just feel like you need to think about every single thing for 10 years in order to pull this off. I don't think he did. I think it was a few years. But it's really remarkable. And I don't, it's almost kind of not shocking or surprising. What's the word? It's like, where'd that come from? You know what I mean? But like I said, I had loved In the Heights going to this. So I expected it to be pretty good. You know, but I didn't know the story. I didn't know, you know what I mean? I knew Cynthia Erivo was an amazing singer. I heard Ariana here and there, but not like this. Yeah. Everybody's fantastic. I don't know what else to say. But like I said, I'm rooting for them. Pretty much in all categories. I mean, here or there's something I think was a little bit better. Like, you know what I mean? But, so who am I rooting for? Ariana. Like I said, Mikey Madison, but then Cynthia would be fine with me winning. Who's in supporting actor? I don't even remember. But I'm rooting for Ray Fiennes in lead actor. Obviously, this is Best Picture. I don't even know who they nominated for director. Should be John M. Chu. I love Challengers. It didn't get nominated anything. I'll still not understand that. I just thought that was perfect filmmaking as well, especially if you're a fan of tennis. But yeah, so this was a great year. I enjoyed this movie so much. Um, I'll try to put this up. I'm going to watch the special features. I don't think I'll say anything about the special features. I have done in the past when I've done this kind of thing, just because I had something to say. But I hope, I don't know, I hope. Whatever happens, happens. But, yeah, this movie, it's just great. It's just great to be able to watch something like this, you know? Um, because there's so many things that are so subpar about life in the world, especially since COVID. To have something be this magnificent and ginormous, the Herculean effort put in by so many people. Like I said, everybody was 100% the whole time. 100%, like I said, totally energized, totally, no wobbly arms, everything was perfect. I don't know what else to say. I'm gonna shut up now.